Hi, I'm Davey from MKDVB, and I firmly believe that the music we create is more powerful than the music we consume. What does that really mean? I mean, it does sound kind of catchy and possibly profound, but what does it really mean? Well, I can tell you right now, it does not mean that the music we create sounds better than the music that we consume. Now, you've got some of the most talented artists and musicians creating all these music products out there, and I would not sit here and say that what we create sounds better than what they're making, but on some level, it can be more powerful. Let's dig into it after the open. Recently, I've been going through a kind of a rough patch on a personal level, but one of the upsides to that was that it allowed me to reconnect to music in a way that I used to when I was a kid, right? More as a music listener and not so much as a producer or creator. Music as a soundtrack to your life is undeniably powerful. As identity and as nostalgia is probably one of the most common uses of it. So when we're young, music forms a core part of who we are, right? We identify ourselves by the music we listen to and kind of the fashion and the lifestyle that's associated with that. And then for most of us, our relationship to music changes a little bit, and then that's where the nostalgia comes in. And corporations know this, right? And that's why you see companies try to tie their products to the music that moves us. You'll see movies use music to create the emotional impact that they're looking for. This is nothing earth-shattering that I'm saying. I personally actually don't have a problem with music as consumption per se. I mean, I used to run a record label called Weird Forest Records. Some of the artists that we put out would have been Little B, Grouper, Noveller. I'm very, very familiar with putting out music products like records and vinyl, CDs, tapes, etc. Right? I also have a desert island crate. In case of fire, I'm supposed to take this crate in my underwear and run out the building. Now, if I actually ever executed this plan, probably myself and the records will both perish in the fire because this crate is so heavy. So my problem is not with music consumption in and of itself. The problem is that for most folks, they only ever interact with music as a commodity, as a product. They never really encounter music as part of a larger culture or a larger phenomenon. Corporations will try to market it as such, but in actuality, it's just the commercialization and commodification of music. So even if music as a life soundtrack is extremely powerful, actively participating in music or music ceremonies turns you from a passive consumer into an active participant in your life. So instead of vicariously validating your feelings through someone else's words, someone else's emotions, someone else's sounds, you're now actively fabricating parts of your life. This is where commodity turns into community. For me, making music is kind of like that cliche that you get from martial arts movies, where Mr. Miyagi is teaching you karate, but really he's teaching you how to be a decent person and self-discipline and respect and self-confidence and self-esteem and all these other things beyond just, the crane kick or whatever, right? For me, making music is very similar, right? When I was practicing, I didn't just learn music. In fact, it's questionable whether I learned any music at all. But what I did learn was how to exercise my creativity, my ability to build rapport and community and friendships and collaboration and just that confidence that I needed to go out into the world. That laid down the foundation for everything I did later on in life beyond just music. Literally molded me into the person I am today. It even allowed me to do this YouTube channel despite this phase. The things that I got from making my own music, I could never have gotten them from just listening to a record, no matter how many records I have in my desert island crate. It could only occur from doing, from being a maker and not just a consumer. In life, sometimes we have to lead and sometimes we have to follow. Sometimes we are on stage and sometimes we have to be in the audience. We have to play all those roles. And all I'm saying is that for most of us, we spend too much time just being in the audience. So remember that the music we create is far more powerful than the music we consume. So keep jamming.